He's not gonna ask questions, but
Well, Trusty Tony still has his keys. But it looks as if that spot down there where one would hotwire a vehicle has been left open.
Gonna have a talk with Riggs after I fix this. Maybe. Anyway, Trusty Tony will drive his car back, and I'm assuming Fletch will drive the truck back, because...
Just gonna ride in a helicopter, he said. Yeah?
Who's driving the truck back, then?
I think you are.
How can I drive two things back at once? I'm not that good.
With a smile, I just say, you don't.
Alright, I guess the whole water problem's gonna remain a problem.
It's your problem, too.
Jax, like, looks over at Eugene and says, You really don't want to ride in this thing, do you? Who knows what
God, no.
He nods and looks over at Fletch and says, Why don't you give Eugene the keys?
Because I've seen him drive a normal car.
It's either that or the truck doesn't get there.
Okay, Eugene, Aaron, this is. Aaron, is Potman more dexterous than Tony, or is he about the same?
Same, maybe a little less.
Actually, it looks like Trusty Tony is more dexterous.
Yeah, he was built for fighting.
Alright, Trusty Tony's like, I'll drive the truck, you can drive the car.
Oh, thank God.
Because last thing I need is to have to figure out a way of pulling a truck out of a fucking ditch.
Yeah, same here.
Right.
I'm like, there's no. How did you find the one ditch in the warehouse section?
Well, those two are discussing the intricacies. Everyone else gets on a helicopter.
Flies away.
And yeah, as it turns out, the sound of it almost does not interfere with your conversation at all as the blades begin to pick up speed. It's still a helicopter, and it still does make noise. It is kind of, the blades do kind of move through the air, so there is that.
Come on, fucking black stealth helicopter.
But it is significantly quieter than that one helicopter. Well, you've actually heard some other helicopters on your
That's quieter than this car.
All right, it's been added to the overworld map.
I see that. It's good to more conspiracy flyer.
That's fucking Legos.
Yes, it is. All of the vehicles are toys.
All right.
Yeah, but they're all like...
Trusty Tony and Eugene are still discussing. Everyone settles down. Ace settles into the pilot's seat, and he looks over at Fletch and says, might as well, this is your helicopter, right?
Wait,
gesturing to the co-pilot seat for Fletch.
Oh, thank God.
I was gonna say, like, this is gonna be a short trip.
Ace really wants to die.
Riggs is looking over the centering equipment along with Pink. She's looking at the trucks. Jax is just uncomfortably sitting in one of the seats.
Yeah, I'll hop in the other seat and say, gotta start learning sometime.
All right. Ace will begin. He's pretty effusive about this, like gushing over like all of the updates and things. He's like, I don't even know what that is. I ain't touching that, but it looks cool. Except for like button, like I don't know what that does. Whatever. And it's very quick. You know, with a helicopter that can accelerate up to 60 miles per hour, a top speed of 300 miles per hour. Trip's only 10 miles.
It takes like 20 seconds. And that includes takeoff and landing.
Helicopter does correspondingly lose. It's got like 392 miles of fuel left, according to the display. Trusty Tony and Eugene, as far as I'm concerned, are still there, standing next to the truck and car.
Still arguing like, okay, you're gonna take it slowly, Potman. Watch out for the one ditch that exists over there that you have no reason to be near.
That's a good point. It's just the two of you now.
Oh, jeez.
Let me adjust my chair and scooch up a bit. Okay. Helicopter arrives.
Quickly, jump in the
vehicles
and disappear.
Alright, as the two of you are still discussing this, helicopter's, long gone. It's confirmed. Neither of you can fucking see it. You know it's up there somewhere, but you've lost track. and again, you have been in discussion about this anyway. There is a, as you two are talking with each other, there's the loud report of what sounds like it is a high-caliber rifle. And the bullet is precisely, perhaps aimed, either that or a miss. It aims at, and hits the pavement right between the two of you, sending sparks of asphalt raising up in the air.
Oh, come on. You can't even hit me.
Eugene, make me a difficult willpower test at a -6 penalty with a -1 from your essence. Okay. Go ahead, and I think that essence penalty should factor into this as well, so it's a 1d10. Those two cancel out. Okay, that's still a basic. That's still only a basic success. Potman loses an essence point, and all of his actions suffer a -2 penalty for 2 turns, as basically what might be a high caliber bullet sends, like, you know, bits of the road flying up in front of his eyes.
Potman hauls into that car as quick as he can and gets the fuck out of there.
Don't total it. He's gonna total it.
Does Trusty Tony remain standing there, like, shaking his fist, like, "Oh, come on, that wasn't even close"?
Nah, he's more worried about Potman. He's like, let me get in the truck and then, you know, catch up to him. Sigh.
So Trusty Tony's, like, belaboredly, like, slowly walking towards the truck.
Yeah.
All right.
Tempting fate.
He's gonna get in the truck.
It's fine. Trusty Tony gets in the truck.
And then he drives off.
Okay. So Potman's hauling ass, right?
Oh, God.
He's definitely getting out of there.
Okay. Did Potman ever pick up that 1 point of, like, drive cars?
He did.
Okay, I thought so. Go ahead and give me a 1d10 plus dexterity, plus your 1 point of that, plus 5. No, and then -1 because of your perpetual...
Well, at least you get the +5.
Yeah.
So 1d10 plus an plus an extra 5?
Yeah, it's fine because it's very easy. This is like a routine, not a routine
It's a
task.
straight line.
Yeah, it's pretty
And then
easy to
minus
drive on
what?
these roads. -1.
Straight line on actual pavement.
Okay. Yep. Eugene's got it. And Trusty Tony, it's a 1d10 plus your dexterity, plus 5, -2. So 1d10 plus dex plus 3.
So Dex plus... Okay.
Dex plus 3. Plus 1d10.
Dex plus 3. Okay. It's not plus 3, Jordan.
Okay. Yeah, the two of you managed to drive back just fine. That takes the Swagmobile down to 38 miles of fuel. Because it's a considerable, 9-10 mile trip. And the truck is still saying it's at 35%. And eventually, give it like 15 minutes. Potman and then Trusty Tony arrive at the center towers, where everyone else is, discussing, having saltines or whatever.
Discussing how awesome the helicopter is.
Yep.
You mean they didn't hear the bullet?
Potman gets inside as quick as possible and announces, "They took a shot at us."
From where?
I don't know. Somewhere else?
Riggs, blinks and says, "They took a shot at you? Oh, merciful heavens, why were they not proficient enough to kill you?"
That's what I said.
Because then you'd starve to death?
Nah.
Look, if this trained Knight Templar proficient sniper actually wanted to hit you while you're standing out in the open, then he clearly would have, right?
I don't know.
I think we've kind of figured out this person's probably not as skilled as we're giving them credit.
Well, either
Either
way,
way, we know they're in one of those locations.
yeah, they shot between the two of us. I think they were sending a message. Probably something in the area they don't want us to see.
Why would they send you a message?
I don't know. People are dumb. I mean, we got the helicopter. What else could be there that they would want?
What message is left to send? Bring it back or else?
A little late for that, but
That's my point.
Maybe they say stay away. Maybe stay away. I don't know.
We already took, like, the most expensive, nice thing they probably have ever had. Either way, they have to come to us now if they want it back. Although I will say, we probably want to stay away from windows and
Yeah, no shit.
keep our heads down on the roof. And
I'm leaning towards thinking they don't want us in that area.
Zane calls up through. What about me?
You'll be
I said
fine,
keep your
Zane.
head down.
Breaker died up here.
Yeah. He didn't keep his head down, did he?
I don't know.
It'll probably be fine. Just keep your head down.
What do you mean? Probably. First, there's anti-grav technology.
That's why it's just probably, Zane.
You can hear like Missy attempting to calm him down on the roof.
It'll be fine. It'll probably be fine.
all we need is someone who has the skill of psychiatry, and maybe we can fix some of these issues we're putting into people.
Man, Potman would love that right now.
We definitely have unpsychiatry skills. We undo the work of psychiatrists. So yeah, we...
Here's my
You have
theory.
no idea which way the bullet maybe went. Did it bounce off the ground and hit something else?
Well, me and Potman were sort of talking, in the area, and it shot right between the two of us. So I'm leaning towards the fact that it had to come from. I'm assuming Potman and Tony were talking towards each other. One, like the gap between the two of them, one way led into the warehouse where the thing was, or whatever it was. Another way led out.
Sure.
He's basically saying, I'm pretty sure the bullet came from the direction of out of the door, because otherwise you really don't have an angle. But I could be completely wrong. I wasn't there to like.
So which direction do you think it was?
Well, which direction?
North or east?
Well, east leads out. The determination was north or west into the base.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
All right,
In which case, Trusty
southeast.
Tony has no clue. He didn't try to determine. He just sighed at Potman and then slowly trudged over to the truck. And it's not as if Potman noticed. He was
Yeah, Potman was out of there as quick as can.
Let me just put it there. He's there. He's probably telling us to stay away because he didn't shoot again. Because I didn't exactly, I didn't exactly,
So north or west? You were shot at and then walked away.
Yeah, I walked away, got into the cab, and drove off at a leisurely pace.
Zane calls out, still panicking. I haven't seen any movement other than you guys.
It's a sniper, Zane. You're probably not going to see them.
Oh god, this is how Breaker died.
That's actually true.
Zane, if the sniper was right now, if the sniper wanted you dead, you'd already be dead. So for now, he doesn't want you dead. So
From
you're
the
fine.
radio comes a groggy voice. Lance says, "Look, can you guys keep it down, all right? I'm trying to relax. I watch over at night. Zane, if you keep hyperventilating, I will risk cancer and kill you myself." Zane. Better. Lights out.
So,
Whatever. At this point, being just a little extra cautious wouldn't be remiss, but I see no reason to radically change the way we do things.
so to the west from there leads towards the towers, right?
The northwest. Northwest. Consider the warehouse location to be at the southeastern portion of the base. Like that northern warehouse location was right inside the fence that you walked into when you first went to Fort Drake. So, like, if you take a look at, say, this, the northeastern warehouse district was around there. The southeastern warehouse district's down there.
Are there any
Northwest-
decently tall buildings between the two warehouse sections?
There's some that are like maybe 3-4 stories tall. You have like a large commissary, stuff like that. But the two twin towers here at the center are the tallest buildings in the lot. It's not as if Zane has the chutzpah to shoot at you, right?
Zane? Yeah. If he had a 50 cal sniper rifle, I think we'd know. Or would we?
Yeah, I don't know.
He keeps it hidden in the photovoltaic arrays.
Clever girl.
He cut out one of the support struts and put the gun in there.
And that's why Riggs is having such hard difficulty, like, repairing it. He doesn't realize.
Why does this thing suck? I don't...
Must have been something one of them did. Not my fault.
Well...
So you got buildings to the north and the west. It's got to be one of those.
Well, yeah. That narrows it down.
So to hit the ground, they likely fired from a raised position.
Yeah, probably. Probably from one of the warehouses.
Probably taller than that.
Alright. Well, folks, it is past 10 o'clock. Do you want to keep continuing with the session, or do you want to stop and leave it here?
It's getting late.
I
kind of had to stop.
I'm pretty sure if we keep going, it's just going to be going towards buildings or something to try to find this person.
I knew, given the Jordan as well as Aaron's schedules, that we had to stop. I just wanted to check to make sure.
I don't think we have anything left we can do quickly right now.
I think so. All right, that concludes the session. What did the three of you think about the session?
There was Chris
Ray
had a
got
character.
Fucked.
Yeah, Ray got...
Like, just straight up fucked.
Yeah, and I realized that I should have checked the macros before, just using them.
Yeah, I usually mouse over those, but for whatever reason, I was stressing that. I thought your numbers seemed low for your skill, but I was busy focusing on so many other things. Didn't bother me.
Welcome to why I don't use macros at all.
That's a fair.
This is why I use macros that I have made for myself.
Even that.
I know what goes into them.
That's what, alright.
They're there for convenience sometimes, especially if there's no one there who's also looking at the stuff. They can make mistakes.
There's no indication that I would have saved her either way, having done that.
There's no indication of that, and I think it...
Well, I mean, with those rolls and higher modifiers, you would have.
Maybe. If things would have been different, things would have been different, Aaron.
It's kind of moot.
It's a moot point. That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, you folks thought the session was deadly. Anything else?
I like that the fear is still there. That it's... Because, for a while there we kind of got to the point it was like overconfidence where everything was easy to handle. And it's kind of more recent events are bringing back... Well, for me it definitely was, and I think Tony experienced a lot of that too.
I think you folks had mentioned, like, the growing overconfidence and how, I don't remember who said, it's like, some point there will be a ha-ha event, which might knock the characters, the cast members back down.
You've unleashed a beast of jury rigging now. So everything is going to be jury rigged now forever.
Like, let's be honest. Ray might have died to the zombies. We've had a couple other characters die. Most of us are going to die to Tony's failed jury rigging.
Really, Ray got the best way out possible.
That was a mercy killing. I mean, 2 rounds and she was done. Well, actually 1 round because she just passed out of me. Like, that was the best way one of us could have hoped to go. Now that Tony has jury rigging.
Yep. For those of you folks who are watching, I have made the One of the Living book, which is the largest supplement that I'm aware of for All Flesh Must Be Eaten, fully open. We've used the persuade and scavenging mechanics. I opened those a bit, but after careful review this week, I decided that since this is still a long-term campaign, All Flesh Must Be Eaten, the creators themselves say it focuses on a beer and pretzel type idea. Just a short thing to see whether you can survive. And we've really stretched out this yarn longer than what I thought it would. But it's continued to follow story, and the players are still having fun. We've met that 2-session gap, by the way. 2 sessions ago, folks were like, we'll give it another 2 sessions and see whether it's tedious and boring or not. I like to think it's still fun, and as Ryan said, the fear is still there.
Yeah, I think it's still going well.
I admit I could have found a more I don't know, I suppose like a more scary token, but it's like what I had on hand. And I was like, alright.
It was the comic relief that led people to potentially underestimate them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that zombies are necessarily supposed to seem inherently scary.
I think they are.
Oh.
It's more the
If they
it's more the numbers
themselves
in the situation.
if they themselves are not scary, the implication of what happens if you fail is the scary part.
Mm-hmm.
Death or worse.
Yes.
Of course, you know, Aaron might be speaking through his character here, who is a little off-kilter, right?
You don't say.
No, don't say.
Let's see. I wonder what happens when he hits Essence 0, like, tomorrow.
Because that's coming. Essence 0 is coming.
Don't you die when you get to Essence 0?
No, you would die when you got the Essence negative 30.
You might die at negative 30.
You might die negative
But he's definitely going into depression. And then you can give him the brand new suicidal trait.
For no points.
I think it's a -5.
Yeah,
now.
you earn it at no charge.
No.
At
Or
no
even
cost to
worse, you
yourself.
charged him for it. All your experience this session? Nope, it was used to pay for suicidal.
Speaking of which, the length of the session, I've thought about cutting down on experience point gains since it's a long campaign, and you guys have gotten like, I think Ryan has 67 experience points on his character
67.
sheet. You certainly got a lot of power to you folks, but given the length of the session and what transpired, I definitely think 3 experience points is worth it.
Yeah. One more session and I get Perception 4.
I'm up to
Which means it'll give you another well-needed essence point, right? Because increasing your
I haven't
attributes...
increasing my Essence pool total.
Increasing your attributes increases your essence pool. At least as far as I'm aware.
That's why Tony has. That's why Tony
Okay,
has.
so actually my maximum Essence would be, what, 28?
I forget your numbers with your inflated essence.
I have added 2 attribute points.
Yeah, it would be 28. We could say you're at 4 of 28 then.
Okay.
That's an interesting Borg name. 4 of 28.
4 of 28, yes. He's at 1/7 his essence. Which means those -1 penalties of death, maybe those could have been delayed a bit for your various roles.
Okay, if and when Potman hits 0 essence, there is the distinct possibility that he's going to try to find or make hallucinogens to try to go on a trip and chase his dreams away.
Hey, you can
that'll
take the
be
new
the most-
hallucinogenic. You can take the new hallucinogenic trait.
That'll be the most reasonable way to try to deal with your insomnia. Definitely.
Like, full peyote.
He's just going to go
Try to
out in
find
the
a
desert
like-
and start
and
trying
then-
to suck on cactuses or something.
And then it's
Desert.
like, alright, you've completed your first initiation. What?
What?
I'm just saying, that's what
But
he's probably
Potman.
going to do if he gets to that point.
But Potman, you are the Templar.
Like if he gets to the point where he's just so utterly fucked.
We'll see what happens then.
Next time.
Well, it might not be. He might not fall asleep next time. Oh,
He might just end up. He just might wake up dead.
Well, no, I still have to tick back down to 0 endurance points again.
Yep, he still has to tick down. Every 45 hours, he crashes.
Crashes
how long
hard.
that's how long it
And
takes
that's
for him to
assuming
run
he
out
doesn't
of...
exert himself.
It's funny, you think in real life, the time it takes for you to utterly crash and fall asleep, that varies? No. In this game, it takes Potman 45 hours, and he's done.
Well, no. It does vary. That's the longest it can take him.
Yes, the longest it can take. There's a loss of 7 endurance points for not getting any sleep at all, and then 1 point for every hour after 24. So there you go. There's the strategy. Increase your endurance pool. keep buying, like, can I get Dash Marathon? Can I... Willpower?
Let me see here.
I mean, it's too bad resistance fatigue doesn't apply.
Oh, well. Well, if you're losing a minimum of one
actually,
endurance
resistance
point...
fatigue applies to the first loss, the 7 points.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe.
So he stays up for 46 hours.
Let me take a look at the exact wording.
I mean, if resistance fatigue works the way I think it does.
Let me see here. These books are so much better organized, the Shadowrun books, since we've been on the topic of Shadowrun occasionally.
Are they really?
Yes. Decreases any endurance point loss by its level to a minimum of 1 per time period involved. And I guess the loss, I don't know whether it happens all at once, or whether it happens for every hour that you're not getting sleep. We'll say it happens all at once. Sure, he can stay up an extra hour.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing...
So almost 2 days. And then
It's nothing properly beneficial. It's just a thing.
Yep, it's a thing.
I think I'm going to spend 4 experience points and level up Mechanic to 4, if that's within the realm of possibility.
I think so. I think you've done enough.
Because that's 3 was what I started at the game with.
Yeah, I think you've done enough over the past 22 sessions, which it's been. I first gathered you guys together back in May. We've had a lot of breaks between various sessions, but we've been pretty consistent thus far.
I was still living in Indiana at the time.
Any other questions or comments about the session?
Not from me.
Nothing comes to mind right now.
I noticed that, Jordan, I noticed that you got deflated after the rig got stuck in the zombie mess.
It happens.
Yeah. The reasoning behind that is that I want, like, failures like that to have meaningful consequences, like, you know, attempting to drive, like, the rig with its trailer through, you know, the highway populated with zombies and vehicles and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since we're unskilled at it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about pulling points into it, and I'm like, nah, I have not driven that thing enough to do that.
You could...
Even then, like, just from a meta standpoint, it almost seems like a waste.
Just drive it really slowly.
Yeah, because it's not like we're going to be doing high-speed maneuvers with it or anything.
So long as you guys keep it within the safe confines of basically these clear roads of Fort Drake, then I'm going to give you that +5 bonus to drive it. You'd have to crash, like horribly, like roll 1 then 1. And then even then, I've almost always given you folks recovery rolls. Like I make you fail 2 in a row before you crash into a silo of beans.
Right, like failing the first one just means there's a hiccup, but you might still recover before it becomes catastrophic.
Yeah. Like Ryan failing that one drive roll whenever he was peeling away to get you guys. I just had like the zombie like hop onto the hood.
Yeah, and I imagine it kind of, like I said, like trying to make a fast turn, it kind of bounced off some other vehicles or something. That, you know, got some new dents and scratches in it.
I really enjoyed you folks getting to the whole, like, nitty-gritty, like, group details of... It shows that you folks got invested in the campaign and characters and how to proceed from here, which is great, because I can certainly see why, up to this point, it might have been hard to do that otherwise. So I'm glad for that. It shows that you care, which is more than I can say.
And the game ends.
Fuck you all, campaign over.
Oh, you're attached now, right? I don't feel like doing this anymore.
I mean, I spent so much time typing up that I am with all those responses earlier today.
50 minutes from the look of it.
50 minutes. This custom campaign lifting, man. It's for the birds. Adventure paths, railroads.
Just improvise that shit.
Yeah, improvise. That's never backfired.
Fuck quality, improvise everything.
And that's when we end up with moments where Ryan, several days later, messages me and goes, I don't know about what happened last week.
That whole comment I made was focused on something that wasn't even the actual concern.
I know. Alright then, I will go ahead and scatter you all, assuming that we're fine to have a session next Monday. I know Christmas holidays and Chris mentioned his finals this week are approaching. There are going to be any problems?
It's finals next week for me, but
my finals are this week.
I don't foresee any problems.
Okay. Jordan?
Finals? What are those? I have a job.
I know, right, Jordan?
Yeah.
That's good. If any scheduling conflicts arise, I have no problem with, pushing the session back a week if stress gets up. Whatever, it's fine. We'll see what the situation happens. Of course, you're free to message me personally or in the group chat for anything. All right?
Bye.
Take care, everyone. Don't get eaten.
Later.
Bye-bye.